Hello, we just finished dissecting the perch, and now we're going to go over some things of the digestive system, well, really the circulatory system of the perch. So, we have some arteries here. These are efferent bronchial arteries, and they go into the holobranch. So right here you have the fourth one, the third, the second, and the first. Here I kind of cut the internal carotid artery, so yeah, it's kind of cut, but you can see it better on the other fish that I did. Right here in the fish you have the air sac. But first we're going to go from here. The efferent bronchial arteries go into the holobranch. So right here we have one holobranch. Altogether there are four on the perch. This is the arch, the gill arch. These are the rakers right here. Right here are the gill filaments. Right here we have the liver. The liver is separated from the heart by a transverse septum right here. Right under the holobranchs, or the holobranchs, however we say it, we have the heart. This is the heart of the perch. So, we have four chambers. First we have sinus venosus. It's like a chamber back here behind the heart. And then the sinus venosus feeds into the atrium. And the atrium, which is here, feeds into the ventricle. Right there. So atrium, then ventricle. Then that feeds into the bulbus arteriosus, which is here. And then all of those four chambers feed into the ventral aorta, which is here. After that, this is the air sac, like we said. One thing that we didn't say about these efferent veins are the radix. We didn't mention the radix. This is the radix. So the right radix and the left radix, correct?
Yeah.
And the radix goes into the dorsal aorta. So, behind the liver, we have the stomach, right here. This is the, the fundic portion. Where's the pyloric portion?
Right here.
So this is the fundic portion. This is the pyloric portion of the stomach, right here. Right here, I forgot the name of this portion, which is where the intestine actually starts. But I know these are diverticuli.
The duodenum?
Yes, this is the duodenum, right here. That's where the intestine really start. Right here. Mm-hmm. Attached to the duodenum are the diverticuli. 1 and 2. Diverticuli. This is the spleen. We're almost done, people. This is the spleen. This is an ovary, because we can see the egg. So this is the gonad. This is the spleen, like I said, the black part. Right here we have the intestine. There's no large intestine. So this is the intestine. This is the small intestine. Now I'm going to let her do the arteries of these intestine things.
Okay.
We can pause.
Okay. So going into the arteries right here, coming off of the dorsal aorta, we have the coelomesenteric artery, which is right here. That's going to feed into the intestine. And if you trace it all the way back up, you see it comes off of the dorsal aorta.
Can you show it again? The coelomesenteric
right
artery?
Here, coelomesenteric artery. Right here. And it comes down into the intestines. And then here on the small intestine, all these little arteries here are the caudomesenteric arteries. Under the stomach, the fundic portion of the stomach, because this is the pyloric portion, we have the ventral gastric arteries right under the stomach. And then we have the left and the right gastric arteries. The right comes off the right side of the stomach, and the left side you would see an artery, but sometimes if it's not,
But it's actually on top this time.
yeah, it hasn't been
it just
injected
moved,
properly,
it
yeah,
just moved.
right here. Well, this would be the left, this would be the right gastric artery.
And under it.
And under it, like we said, the ventral gastric artery. And in the intestine, actually, before the small intestine, you have the mesenteric arteries right here in the loop. So that's the intestinal mesenteric arteries. And the dorsal gonadal arteries right here.
We should go on this fish because it has a better it's
view.
actually attached this time.
Here's
so
the
right there we have the dorsal gonadal.
This one, and if you trace it all the way back up, you could see that it attaches itself to the dorsal aorta. And in females, they're two separate pairs. In males, there are two separate pairs, and in females, they all join together and form one. But you'll have one artery on either side of the ovaries or the testes.
So look at that nice dorsal gonadal artery. Awesome. Now one more thing that we have to do is the ventral gonadal artery.
Okay, the ventral gonadal artery, due to like the staining sometimes, he said that you might not be able to see it, but it would be right there around the vent opening, where is where we cut from the fish.
You can see it on this one.
Okay. Where would it?
Right here.
Okay.
So we're going to show you in a second.
1 minute. Thank you.
So, okay, I'll just touch it again. My professor said not to touch it, but I'm going to touch it. So what are these? The caudal mesenteric arteries right here. So after that, we go to here, and we get the ventral gonadal arteries that goes into this ovary, the gonad. And there's another one back here. So it's kind of cool. So these are the ventral gonadal arteries. And of course, this is the vent back here. And I think we finished everything. Perfect. Bye.
Bye, guys.